In 2025, America's housing crisis isn't just about whether you can buy a home anymore, it's also about whether you can afford to rent an apartment that fits your needs. More and more people are finding it harder to qualify for a secure place to live, and that's affecting everyday life for many of us.
This is not a fun topic, but as a low-income individual who just needed to find a place to live, shit's about to get really bad. People are gonna become homeless at very quick rates. I have a lot of privilege. I have people who can co-sign for me. I have good credit. Looking for a place was extremely difficult. This 3 times income requirement is f***ing insane. What do you mean I need to make $4,500 a month to rent a studio apartment? Excuse me, I didn't even make $4,500 a month as a teacher. And then you get down on your luck and get evicted one time. One time. And you can never rent anything ever again. Every single place asked if I had ever been evicted. The number of people who have lost their jobs, who are going to lose their jobs, especially with unregulated AI, the scams are gonna get worse. The rent is gonna go up, while income is not going up. Homelessness is about to become a very big problem. That's why they took proactive measures to criminalize it. They can take those people and turn it into slave labor.
I need to know why LA is so hard to rent right now. I make $200,000 to $250,000 a year. I work my ass off. I have a 798 credit score. I just put my name in for an apartment house for $4,000 and I got denied. I wrote a cover letter. I got her phone number. We chatted. I told her my boyfriend's handy. I make more than enough money and my credit score is phenomenal. Why? I need to know. If there is anybody that could tell me why I keep getting rejected by these places where I have more than enough money to rent, I don't get it. It's so frustrating and it like breaks my heart every single time. Every single time. I am literally almost started crying when I got the rejection email today. And I know that's so silly, but like, you know, I get excited. I start designing the house and it's so exciting and it's a new fresh start. I love, love, love moving. The 4 places that we have put our name in have not gotten. I'm so confused. I do not understand it.
I'm 35 years old and me and my husband are moving back in with my parents. And I want to talk about it. Me and my husband have been in survival mode for 3 or more years. It's basically been one of us has a great steady job and the other one somehow manages to lose their job. And right now it's my turn. And this is the longest I've gone in our relationship without steady income. And it is massively impacting us. The economy is just getting worse. You cannot survive on one income. I have hit what I would consider a paper ceiling, which basically means no one wants to hire me entry level because they want someone moldable who's never worked in these industries, right? So I have my property and casualty license. I have my Series 7. I have my Series 63. And I have 15 years of experience in these industries. They don't want me, but I also can't move up. I can't move up to a better position because I don't have any of the credentials. I have management experience, but I don't have a degree. So I am going back to school for at least the next 2 years. And for the next 2 years, we are going to combine resources with my parents to make it work. And we have to swallow our pride and we have to get this help because otherwise we are not going to have anything. Let me tell you this. I know how privileged I am to be able to say that I'm doing this and that I'm making this decision. And I will tell you this as well. If we didn't have my parents, we would have no one and nothing. Like, we would have nowhere to go. We would probably be on the streets with the amount of help that me and, like, my mom has given us. Now, on the flip side, my dad is retired. He's now on a fixed income. You don't really realize how impactful that is. Like, you hear fixed income your whole life until one of your parents is on one. Now, my parents don't need the help, but they could definitely use the help. At this point, we are getting gouged by our electric company. Like, our electric has been turned off 3 times since December, even though we've paid them within the past 5 months $1,700. Our electric getting turned off last week is what spurred this. Because how could 2 households be paying $3,000 over the course of 6 months for infrastructure that's already there? please don't be ashamed if you have this option. I think that it would be wise for a lot of people to take it. And there are a lot of cultures that have generational homes. And our culture, white people, have forced us all to believe that we need to get out on our own, have all our own shit, and basically live completely separate from one another. And it's not realistic anymore. It doesn't make sense anymore. Why the would we keep two households running on money that we barely even have? I just think that at this point, nothing's going to get better at this stage. So if you have anyone that you can combine resources with, do it. Because I'm in a generation that me and my husband on our own will never be able to buy a house. And I know that. And some of that might be self-inflicted. And some of that is just the world. Everything is predatory towards the people who need help the most. Late fees and everything go to the people who don't have money. You don't pay your phone bill, they charge you a $70 late fee. If I had the money, don't you think I would have paid it?
People who used to have no trouble renting a home are now facing challenges, and those who do qualify are often having to downsize, choosing smaller apartments just to keep costs manageable. When your income doesn't keep up with rising rents, you have to make tough choices about your living space, and that can impact your comfort and peace of mind.
Why a one bedroom? People ask us that a lot. And the truth? We were exhausted. Not just tired, but burnt out. From 9-to-5 jobs that drained us, from parenting without pause, without a village, from cleaning and maintaining a house that never gave back. We were just stuck in this loop, work, spend, and repeat, just trying to afford the basics, food, water, shelter. And somehow, that was supposed to be normal? We kept asking ourselves, is this really it? A paycheck that vanishes into bills? A house full of stuff, but no time for each other? And then one day it hit us. This life wasn't fulfilling, it was emptying us. Physically, mentally, emotionally. So we made a choice, a scary one, but a necessary one. We let go of the chase. We downsized and we slowed down. And then we started building a life that actually felt like living. It wasn't easy and people didn't get it, but we didn't need more space. We needed more peace, more presence, more us. I think burnout isn't a sign that we were weak. It was a sign we were done living a life that didn't fit.
So y'all, apartments is too high right now, okay? I was about to get me like a 2-bedroom, but this is what I decided to do. At first, I was gonna turn my daughter's room into the closet, right? But then I was just like, wait, I don't even have a living room set because I don't be having nobody over at my house. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give her my bedroom, right? She gonna get my bed, my queen size bed, all that stuff, right? I'm gonna move it to the living room and I'm gonna give me a king size bed and I'm gonna set that up, okay? I'm gonna set it up. I don't need a living room. Ain't nobody coming over to my house, okay? I have a projector. I don't need a TV. I don't need no couch. I don't need none of that, okay?
Traditionally in the US, bigger and more luxurious homes have been the goal, but these days many are learning to embrace just enough, a smaller, more affordable home that still provides safety and shelter. Unfortunately, some apartments charging high rents aren't even properly maintained or cleaned, leaving renters feeling they are not getting their money's worth. This is an important thing to watch out for.
Apartment hunting in Los Angeles. This is probably the 7th apartment we looked at. It's a big old no. Do you see this? Well, not yet, but you're about to see it. Do you see this? Doesn't even come with the oven or refrigerator. You'll see that in a second. They want $2,400 for this apartment. $2,495 actually, so basically $2,500. Bars on the front door, should have been a dead giveaway. The bedrooms are the size of a peanut box. More bars on the window. That funny looking middle thing up the wall. There's babe. The bathroom, no, the bathtub is just tiny. $2,495 for this Los Angeles apartment. Help y'all. I'm having a hard time finding a place, man.
We just came to tour house. It's for rent for $1,100. You're gonna shit your pants when I show you this.
What's gonna be for a washer and dryer?
In the kitchen.
It's not even a room.
Literally the trap house. Let me show you the view.
Hell no.
I don't even know what to say. It does have a fence. I mean, shit. What the
Hell no. You got that on the light.
Dude, the floors are so ratchet.
They crazy.
I'm scared to open any closets and shit.
No.
Whoa.
Oh, it needs water in here.
Purple?
Yeah.
Are you joking?
What a view.
What a luxurious closet. This is actually crazy, bro.
There's flies in here.
Alright, let's get out of here.
Buying a home has become even more difficult. High interest rates, strict lending standards, and financial hurdles mean many people can't qualify for a mortgage. And even when they do, monthly payments can be overwhelming, causing real financial stress.
My husband and I just bought a house, and I'm going to show you guys how much it costs to live in California, to buy a house, and what the monthly mortgage would be. This is the house we bought. It was listed at $795,000. It is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and 1,780 square feet. We did offer over asking. We offered $805,000, and they accepted it. And I know you're thinking that is so expensive. This is actually a really decent price because houses in our city go for $900, $1 million easy. So because my parents gave us money to put as a down payment, the loan amount that we got was $635,000. The interest rate that we got was 6.75%. So with principal and interest, that is $4,118.60. We did do a conventional loan because we put 20% down, so we do not have mortgage insurance. Our homeowner's insurance is through AAA, and it's $181.60 a month. And then our property taxes is $864.43 a month. So when you add all those numbers up, you get a mortgage of $5,164.63.
Something so weird is happening right now with people who are buying a house and trying to take out a mortgage, and no one seems to be talking about it. And if you're new here, I'm Theone the lender. I've been a lender for 10 years. Hear me out. Over the last 2 weeks, I normally get like 1 to 2, like, help me, my lender messed up kind of emails or DMs. In the last 2 weeks, I have gotten 23 of these requests, which is like very not normal. So many lenders right now in the last like month or two are messing up and pre-approving people that shouldn't be pre-approved, or simply they like don't know what's going on. And then I realized that so many people are getting pre-approved by lenders and not by mortgage advisors. And before you're like, oh, that's just a cute little title, it's like legitimately true. If you wake up every single day and you think I am just a lender, I'm just a rate dealer, I'm just a yes woman or a yes man, then like these are the types of like lives that you're messing up. If you were a mortgage advisor, which that's what I hang my hat on, like I'm an advisor, I don't just issue a pre-approval if I think like you shouldn't be buying a house, or if you can't buy a house, I don't do that. And the other thing I don't do is just say, sorry, you're not approved, sayonara. So many people are going under contract, which means they're giving their money to the sellers and they are not approved for that mortgage. And then the lender comes back to them like 2 weeks into the process of them being under contract and being like, oh, sorry, we can't do it. And a lot of these lenders are coming from big bank institutions or small credit unions. And you guys know how I feel about credit unions. I've made videos about it before. Sure, they have like super cheap rates or whatever. Okay, but like how good is an interest rate if you're not actually pre-approved or you're not closing anyway? If you are getting that weird feeling, then move away from that lender. Same goes for real estate agents, but so many of these conversations I've had in the last 2 weeks with 23 of these people, all of them have pretty much said, yeah, you know, I was feeling like a little uneasy when in the beginning they said this, or when they were like really pushing me to sign this. Like, that's a red flag, you guys. That's a red flag. You don't have to understand anything about mortgages or buying a house to know that when you're buying something so expensive, like a freaking house, if you get that feeling, walk away.
Hey y'all, good morning. I just wanted to come on here and tell you guys about how absolutely feral the housing market has gotten because let me tell you a couple of facts. So I bought a house in 2021. My interest rate was 3.025%. We loved her. We'll never get her back. She is literally a figment of our imagination at this point. I was paying $700 a month for this house. It was 1,400 square foot. I bought it for like $125,000. It was absolutely perfect. Loved it. It was remodeled, all kinds of stuff. We ended up having to move because there was a mold issue because, you know, things, if it sounds too good to be true, it normally is. So we lived kind of cush with our $700 mortgage until we had to move. And so we were going to buy a new house and we literally looked at a neighborhood right down the street. Because you can't buy land. You can't buy land around here because subdivisions have all just scooped them right on up. So you can't buy land in Farmtown here in Pensacola, Florida, Milton, Florida, you know, wherever we're at. Around this area, you can't find land anymore. So anyway, so we go look at this new neighborhood, literally a mile down the road. Because if you look at old houses or if you look at like old neighborhoods, if you try to find anything worth your time, you're not going to. So we're struggling to find houses that are less than $300,000, and I'm like, okay, well, literally these are trap houses. The floors are completely gone. We don't really know what's happening to the walls. Like, trap houses, or in the ghettos of ghetto around here. Like, I'm not even kidding. It was so ridiculous. So I ended up selling my house for $210,000. With that being said, we remodeled everything. We completely gutted it, remodeled everything. It was worth that money because we literally had to get everything out and put brand new stuff in that was very modern with the times. My dad's a contractor. Everything was great, right? $210,000. So I'm like, well, we could definitely live in something that's $250,000, $260,000, you know, like a little bit extra mortgage, you know, we can do it. We can do it. We can make it work. You can't find that. You cannot find that around here. And so we were looking for, what's those called? Those little modular homes that just came to me. We were looking at modular homes. Those are over $300,000 too. So I was like, oh my gosh, that is absolutely crazy. Now, these are beautiful homes, and I will say that, but then you had to find land to put these modular homes on. And of course, you can't do both because, you know, who has that type of money? So we literally found this neighborhood right down the street. Again, I'm back to this point in my story, literally a mile down the street. So it's not like we moved out of our like income area. It wasn't to a different area of the town. It wasn't anything. Everything was still the same school districts, everything. We bought one of the cheaper houses in that neighborhood because, hear me out, it was the best bang for our buck at this point, okay? We bought it for $360,000. We had money from our house that we put down on this. It was perfect. It was just what we wanted. We needed, like, this is going to be our home that we're going to have for a very long time. Forever home, probably not, but very long time. So we wanted to not have to do anything to the house. I did not want to remodel after our travesty of what happened last time. I wanted a yard. I wanted all of these things for my little family, right? And I was like, we can do it. It's going to be tough, but we can do it. And so we did that. And you're probably thinking, Nina, $306,000, that's a lot. You're right, it is. But if I found anything that was $320 or $330, $40, whatever, unless it wasn't worth it, unless you were in the military and had a VA loan, which I think that's amazing that they do that. That's truly awesome. Or, you know, the houses were built by not super reputable contractors in this area. And it was like, it was really just like my discernment. The Lord was telling me no on those, seriously. So I knew this was our house. We bought it. We are working hard. I mean, we do work very hard to make sure that we pay our mortgage and everything is great and stuff. I cannot imagine buying this house now because I looked it up on Zillow because we were just talking about how like housing rates have just like gone up astronomically. My mom is a building materials person, like, and my dad's a contractor. So we talk about this all the stinking time. My dad's like, it does not cost nearly as much money as they're selling it for. Like, they are ripping everybody off, right? And my mom's the same way. She's like, we don't sell these materials for, you know, actually building materials have gone down. You know, like the industry has, you know, it's gotten cheaper or whatever with certain building materials. I'm like, what the heck? So I looked up on Zillow just for like S's and G's, just a he, hoo. And my house right now went from $360,000 to almost $420,000. I'm here to tell you it's not worth it. It's barely worth the $360,000. What is happening? The housing market is absolutely insane. That's firsthand. That is literal firsthand, like, from my own house.
I'm seeing it. That is almost a $60,000 increase in 2 years. If we were to we wouldn't have even looked at this house now because there's no way we could have afforded it. Hell, it's hard to afford it now. But I'm just saying, like, this is just absolutely crazy. I don't know when stuff like this is going to end, but it's insane.
So here's the key advice. Don't stretch beyond what you can comfortably afford. Think carefully about your current living situation and job stability. Can you handle unexpected changes? Choose a place that gives you breathing room, not one that adds pressure. Having a stable home isn't just about a roof over your head. It's about peace of mind and building a secure future. If you are fortunate enough to be in a good spot right now, be thankful but also plan ahead, because life can change in an instant. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing. I'll be sharing more insights to help you navigate today's challenges. Thank you again for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.